Hey everyone, we've got a really nice 2009 150 Prado GX. It's only got 149, let's say 150,000 kilometers on the clock. It is really nice, clean and straight. Doesn't look like it really goes off-road too much. It's got a dual battery there, but we're going to run through a few maintenance things that it's a bit of a mess, let's say, because it hasn't done a lot of Ks. It's only done, look at this, so it's a 2009 at 14 years old. It's only done 140K. It's currently up to, as you just saw, nearly 150, but it's left the service schedule, what's been done in all this thing here, in a bit of a mess. And I want to explain a bit about getting it back on schedule and some of the obvious work it might need doing and some of the things in relation to injectors that people might have missed. Now, firstly, the injectors in this vehicle probably have not been replaced, and the ones that came out in this vehicle are not DLC coded, okay? So that command piston is not DLC coded, and of course the DLC coded command piston is a much better option. It's harder, so it lasts longer. It's got less friction, so it works better for longer. It's really simple. The injectors are 14 years old, 150,000 Ks. They are certainly due for replacement. I just did a quick few-minute road test before working on the vehicle, and I can actually hear it that it's, it's a little bit noisy. It's not really bad. You could probably drive it like this for another 100,000 Ks or the rest of its life and be lucky and not have any issues. So you certainly don't need to do this work. I'm not here to sell you this work, but if it was my vehicle, I would certainly be replacing the injectors, proper procedure, including the fuel pipes, because they've done 14 years. And then you could look at it this way, you're going to get another 14 years out of them if you want to look at it that way. But I'm going to recommend about every 10 years on the full DLC ones. About every 10 years, right? 200,000 Ks, again, depending on the highway Ks. You need to use the information from the videos, cumulative, and work out what maintenance you need to do on your vehicle, because they're all different. Or if you bring it into the Prado Hospital here, I can give you a recommendation. Now, of course, the EGR is probably going to be a little bit dirty, and there's a solution for that, kaon.com.au. I'm not going to go on about it too much. But what are we going to do here? Because it's here by the book. The 150K service has already been done at 140, see? Right, so they've done the timing belt. So the 150 is done at 140, it's here at 150 for a 160. So what I want to do, there's nothing worse than having a vehicle that's off schedule. So a lot of all the more major things I would like to leave to 160 because it's not going to matter, and just do a general service check over and just make sure everything will be right until then. We might do a few extra service items on things that maybe, if it's only gone to these sort of places, right? If it's only gone to them, if that's all that's happened, right? There's a lot of, if that's all that's happened, right? Is that all? Is that all that's been done? Fuel pipes are probably been off. That's why they're in a slightly different position. We'll be able to tell more. There's this been ripped out. You can see some white marks in the plastic there. I want to work out whether the injector pipes are being off, risk of contamination as well. If they've only done the timing belt, have they done the idle, the tension, or have they done the main drive belt, the bearings? I doubt it. The BFE job, we invented that. At 160, the coolant's due. But again, I just really like to keep things on schedule. You can see how good it is. It's only going to be another 6 months max, and it's going to hit the actual 160. But I'm not saying not to do the service. Certainly we'll do the oil and the filter because it's done 10,000 Ks. The lubrication, check the whole vehicle, and then maybe some other bits and pieces. But I'll talk to the client, see what they want to do, and I'll unsell myself some more work where, most workshops are just going to sell you more work. I'm unselling myself work. Hope it makes sense. Let me suss that out and I'll come back to you. So firstly, another thing, people worry about when the service tabs get ripped out of the back of the book. That's what they're for. They're for the technician to hold on to and tick things off as they go. There's a whole nother area here called maintenance schedule where you can check what needs to be done at what kilometers. And we're just going to have a quick look through that and talk about the imperative items that need to be done by date or time, whatever. Now, look, let's go to the top. Timing belt, every 150K. See timing belt over here, follow the line across, R for replace, 150K, directly above it. It also says months or 90 months because it's whichever occurs first. See that in red? Whichever occurs first, not second. But look, the car it just got done 6 months ago, and that timing belt was 13, 14 years old when it got replaced, and there would have been nothing wrong with it, like all the others we see. So although on some vehicles you need to worry about the time and the 8-year thing or the 6 years, or on some cars 3 years, you better change them or they'll break. But we're talking about Toyotas here, and specifically the 1KD FTV. That imperative item's done. The rest is oil and oil filters. You can see replace. Of course, we're going to do that. Coolant. Now, again, the first coolant change is at 160K. So is there really going to be a difference whether we do it now or then? I'd really like to keep it on schedule. So, but we could do it now and not do it at 160. So that's a consideration I'll talk to the client about and let them decide. Spark plugs on the petrol engine we don't need. Fuel filter. Now, once again, fuel filter petrol models, we want diesel. So fuel transfers every 20,000 kilometers. So I would rather just leave that to 160, get it back on schedule. It's not going to make any difference. The fuel pump diesel models replace at 150. Let's talk about that. What a waste of time. They might have done that on the service and you'll just pay all that extra money to drop the tank and do that, and it's not required, or they didn't do it and they've charged you for it anyway. So that'd be an interesting one to see the invoice for. Air filter, of course, those get done at every 30,000. See, so 160 here. Engine air cleaner. Hang on, we've got to get the right one. Petrol and diesel motors. See, 150, 120. So it would have been done. The air filter would have been done at the 150 with the timing belt. Standard Toyota service, right? Airflow meter, yeah, you got to clean that as well, so you can have a read of that. And of course, the brake fluid is every. Again, I want to get it back on the schedule. 160, then 160, 200, 240. If it hasn't done the Ks, then some things you just don't do it, or you can just slip a brake. If you're doing really low Ks, slip a brake fluid change in between every 20,000 Ks. We also like to do the under bonnet fuel filter. Let's have a look and see if it looks like it's been changed. The original Toyota one on there would be the 350. I don't even see the part number, but anyway, it looks pretty dirty. It doesn't look like it's been changed any time lately. So I like to change that every 40,000 Ks. I can't see what I'm showing you. I'm just taking the camera around. So you can let me know in the comments what's on that fuel filter. Look, old, original. Anyway, I'd like to do it at 160, then 200, 240, and so on. That's what I recommend for everybody. As you'll see in here, you won't notice it being mentioned anywhere. The older vehicles were every 40. I think the newer ones, they've gone back to that. But you can go through this whole thing and you won't find a fuel filter replacement. They've got a sensor. When it's all blocked and you've got lights coming on, see the dealer, see the dealer. Yeah, it might have been a good idea to get you to see the dealer, but it doesn't sound like a good idea, does it? Lubricate things, of course, all part of any service. Front and rear diff oils, again, every 160. If we do it at 150, it's just off schedule. So it either goes longer now or it's always off schedule. It's just a mess, do you know what I mean? Aircon filter, same thing. It would have got replaced at 150. I've already checked that. It has been. So what I'm trying to say is, bada bing, bada boom, for this visit, we're going to do less work, save money, give the vehicle back, and at 160, we're going to get, that's going to be the big service another day. That's what I would do, but of course it's up to the client. They might want to do the 160 now at 150, which was the plan A, but I haven't put my opinion forward yet. And, we'll just see what happens. But it's just going to always be off schedule. Then you're going to come in for the 160 and then it's not going to need, it's just a mess, really. So let's get it back on schedule is what I think. Okay, we've just received the text message. She said, yep, that sounds great. Let's do that. So that's what we're going to do. A basic service, checking the whole vehicle because we haven't seen it before and only the kids have worked on it. So we'll give it a thorough check over. There could be an inspection video on it. Might even be part of this video. Let's see how we go. So here we go to the back of the book that's never been used, but lo and behold, have a look at this. They do know how to use the back of the book and do other services that are not part of. So that's what they should have done at 150. And then this time it should be getting done at 150 and et cetera, you know what I mean? So we're going to fill in one of these. We're going to fill in the next one, of course. Bada bing right there and bada boom, let's get on with the job. All right, let's have a bit of a look around underneath it and see what the evidence shows. Drive shafts look good, but as these vehicles get older, we're going to grab a hold of all the drive shafts, those CVs, and make sure they've got a normal amount of play in them. Original suspension, it's going to need a freshen up soon. No sweat on that rack boot. Looks typical sort of dirt road car underneath, to be honest. Ex-government, perhaps. The department might have been picked up from the auctions, or the dealer, maybe it came from a dealer, from the auctions, that sort of thing. Anyway, drive shafts looks good. Original suspension, happy days. Let's have a quick look at these 150k. That one looks bloody good, actually. That one does. Look at that. Have a look at that one, how good that one is. Oh, there's nothing to see, sorry. Okay, that one. Oh, mate, these control arm bushes are great. Yep, no splits in those at all. So it goes to show a bit. A lot of it can be to do with how you drive and the type of use. This could have had a lot of highway and a lot of being parked, I reckon in a government vehicle. I'm just taking a guess here. They highway use or parked, so low Ks because it's not getting used that much because different people perhaps were driving it. I'm just taking a guess here, could be totally wrong. because it looks like it's been on some dirt roads type, you know, going out and inspecting whatever somewhere. That's what it looks like. I'm going to guess they haven't had it that long. Could be totally wrong. Maybe I've got no idea. Rear brakes, plenty of meat there. Plenty of meat there, nothing to see here. We're going to have a bit more of a look at things off video. Anything interesting we'll let you know. Tyres are good, plenty of meat there. Road tyres are the best thing for on the road, of course. They do okay off-road, bit of dirt road, bit of whatever, they do okay. Fuel hose on the 150 you don't need to worry about. Bit of cleaning under here, so lubricate the drive lines just happened. Okay, that fuel filter, that can wait till 160. Because it got done at 140 or 130 or, you know what I mean, totally off schedule, so you don't really know. Let's just get it back on schedule. All the important lubrication items done. Coolant still looks good. No leak at that plug there yet. Just having a look around, anything I can see, but this is a typical 150k Prado. Nothing to see here. Bone dry on the bottom of the turbo, bone dry on the engine, bone dry on the transmission, no leaks, no deterioration to speak of. It's just, you know, could do with a clean up. They've thrown pads in it at some stage recently because, yeah, they're like new, front and rear, so not that long ago, if you know what I mean. What else is there to see here? Nothing to see here. Pretty boring video. Oh, looks like it's been in a bit of a bingle at the front. Here you go. So not a big deal. Don't panic. It's not panic stations, but see how clean this is. That's been repainted or replaced, that bar. You can see they don't even put the screws in properly. That one's sticking out like that. This one's a bit different. We'll have a look at that for them. But you can see it's too good to be true. You can see a bit of the cleanup, you know, what's going on there. Right, so it's got a new front bar, I would say. They're going, all right, we'll sell it and whatever. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal. It's just going to be minor, but we'll look a bit deeper now that we know that. So you can see the new guard liner inside here and the old dirt on the rest of the car. So it's recently, could be the current owner that had a bit of an issue. And oh yeah, there's a bit of rust there. Let's see, what department would this be? We've got a fair bit of rust there, more than usual. Okay. Looks like a new bar reinforcement in there. Right, nice and clean. But yeah, bit of rust there. I'll be spraying that. Not too bad, but why is there rust at the front? Normally it's back in the rear in the Ocean. There's a fair bit of rust there in the front. That's interesting. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Anyway, I'm still thinking about that. See what I come up with. And, you know, the whole bash plate seat's just got that surface rust on it, but not as bad as what's going up on the chassis up here, right? So yes, it's just all very, that's unusual, it is. So yeah, new bar cover looking up there. We'll try and pick if the headlights are new from here. Don't know, maybe not. They look a bit dirty, so I'd say the headlights might be original on both sides. Pretty sure we'll have another look at those up the top because we'll be able to tell from the deterioration. They probably got polished up a bit to make it look nice. So I'd say it's had a minor hit at the front. From what I can see so far, it doesn't look, oh yeah, see that corner broken up there has been replaced, that right in the middle of the picture now. So I'd say that's been replaced. That might have got hit at this side. Let's check this side. See, that side's original, right? You want to have a good look up there. See, this side's original. Right. It looks like there's something missing even, doesn't there, right? That's how they fix cars properly for you. Let's go back over this side. Yeah, I don't know, is it just me? No, it's just the way it's all sitting, so it's all good. So it looks like it got hit at the front, a little bit at this side, not too bad, not enough to damage the headlight. So it's a really good damage to get because you get a new bar and you get a new guard liner and it's all beautiful. Do we get a guard liner at this side? No, just passenger side. So it's had a hit at that side corner, but a good hit where you get new stuff for free, like bumper bars. Not bad, because they get stone chips and wear and tear like, look, the rest of the vehicle. Accidental damage, beautiful. Happy days. Anyway, there you go. We had a look at that. The oil's draining. We'll be having a look at the oil pickup to make sure it's not blocked, because it's done 150k 13 years, and we certainly don't want to have any sort of issues there. So have a good look at that oil pickup there. Right, looks pretty good. The risk of it happening is still there though, and it's another reason why the injectors do need to be replaced, because they need to be reseated, and the risk of contamination is there. And the new one's full DLC. It's a no-brainer. So you upgrade, don't you? Especially in the 09, 10, 11s and 12s. They're the ones that are a much higher chance of having Well, most of them aren't going to have full DLC at all. So, and they're well overdue. They're all past 10 years now. So it's a no-brainer. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know. I reckon that's almost a video. If you learnt something, hit the like button. If you don't want to miss the next one, you need to subscribe, turn the bell on. You know that bell thing? Turn notifications on. I think that's it. Catch ya. One of the last most important things, I've just pulled the oil filter off. We just saw the book that the service was done at the Toyota dealer. Why did I just pull off a Ryco filter from the Toyota dealer and you come to the Prada hospital to get genuine Toyota parts? How does that work? Anyway, off with the Ryco, on with the genuine. Bada bing, bada boom. See ya.